it's so fun to talk to people about this stuff, educate
Mhm.
people about these strategies. And so, what was it that particularly drew you to the capital raising side? And then talk a little bit about how you were able to find a partner.
Yeah, well, the capital raising side, I felt like there was a real need for it, for one. But the secondly, and probably more importantly, is I had a really amazing mentor when I started in this industry, and I would, I know people can't necessarily control the mentors that you get, but for me, I would never be in the position I am without my mentors. And my first mentor was a lady named Jeannie Orlowski, and all she does is raise money. That's it. And with her partner, who's kind of the big face of their company, and I realized very quickly that she is the power behind the engine. If he's out there getting the deals, but if you can't fund the deals, then you're kind of lost. And so I just really like doing the work behind the scenes, and I love relationships, building relationships, and telling people about this. I am very excited about it, and I've always loved being an entrepreneur, but this to me feels like work that needs to be done, is very special and can change people's lives. And so that's why I'm so passionate about that part of it. And I found my partner actually through my mentor. She said, this person is getting a lot of deals, but he just doesn't want to do anything with the money. Maybe you guys could do a deal together. And that's what we did. And we're on our fifth deal together right now. So it's worked out really well.
It's fantastic. It's so important, I think, when you get into a complex thing like syndications to really, like you said, know your lane, know what you're good at, what you love to do, so that you can find somebody who complements that.
Mm-hmm.
So I know you've found a ton of success already in the world of syndications. I want to also talk about, because you weren't doing this just syndications, right? So you had your insurance company, right? So you had sort of multiple things, as wealthy as the wealthiest 1% do. They have multiple irons in the fire at all times, right? So tell us a little bit about the insurance side of things, how that got started, and then also how you retired from that company and what you're planning to do now.
Yeah, well, as I came out of college, I did, I think what most people do, I just went and got a job and was a W-2 employee, and really, sort of liked it, and but became pretty frustrated within my first few years, as I would meet with my manager and they would be like, "You're doing a great job, and here's your 2% raise." And I remember being like, going home and figuring out what that 2% raise was going to mean for the rest of my life. And I was like, I can't do this. This is not for me. And I've always been interested in insurance. My uncle and my dad both did different aspects of insurance. And so I sat down with my dad and was like, I think this is where I want to go. And he was like, you should do it. And I never regretted that. I took that over. And again, that's a very relationship based business. So, you're just meeting clients almost every night of the week, and building those relationships with clients so that they, trust you with their insurance, and built that up. And like I said, around 2016, realized that real estate is really my love, and I was ready to start planning kind of an exit strategy. Also, if you know anyone that runs a business, like an actual business like that, is you don't get a lot of vacation time, especially if you're an insurance agent. You kind of are the face of the business. So the last time I took a vacation was in 2006 of I'm sorry, a week's vacation. And I was like, my son is, 7, and I want to go on spring break and fall break and do these things with him while he's little. So that was definitely the push for me to sell my business.
Oh,
That's so
man.
awesome. It's so
Hmm.
cool that you were able to find a way out of what you were doing, because I think all too often, so many of us get trapped in this world of work, and we devote our whole lives to that, whether it's your own business or some, working for somebody else. And meanwhile, children are growing up and life is passing you by. So that's awesome that you were able to get out of that and discover real estate investing, which is all the more reason why what we do is so important, to get the word out there to especially other women. I think to show them that there's another way to go about, building wealth and finding freedom, whether it's, time freedom or financial freedom. So I love that. I wanted to go back to what we were talking about earlier about capital raising, because I know that this is kind of an elusive thing for a lot of people out there, that capital raising seems like such a daunting, overwhelming task for some people, right? Especially if it's not what they love to do. So tell us a little bit about what that process looked like for you earlier on. You said 400K wasn't that much, but for some people, thinking about raising $400,000 is a lot of money. So how did you start first with friends and family, or did you have a business already built? How did you go out with that first deal, the one that you did on your own, and how did you go about raising that first $400,000?
The first 400 was, yes, friends and family. And then from there, I realized, this is what I wanted to do. And so I have done basically, I'm a person that I just don't mind going and asking people for things. And I think that's a key to this. But I just kind of put the word out to my friends and friends of friends and people that were good clients of mine during when I was an insurance agent. I had a person who always gave me referrals. He was just the nicest person. And I said, hey, this is something I'm going to be doing now. And would you have any interest in listening to the deal that I have? This is after my first deal. And he said, sure. He goes, do you mind if I invite a few of my friends? And I got there, and it was a table of 5 of us. I was the only woman. It was 4 men that were very wealthy, accomplished investors that just grilled me with about 1,000,000 questions. And I remembered leaving that meeting and just being like, oh my gosh, I screwed it up. I know I did. And I just was like, well, I'm following up with everybody and sending them an email. And the one person that responded back was like, he's invested in, I think, all of our 5 deals. And for me, it's just, getting out there, and you just have to continue doing it. But as you need to raise more and more money, you realize, which we're really not taught in this business, is that it's a lot about marketing. And, once you get through the friends and family, you have to have systems in place that, bring in new clients all the time.